Hey planner friends, welcome back to my channel, and this is going to be kind of the video, might be a part 4 really, to my kind of planner updates. And in this one I'm going to kind of give an update to my planner, my 3 planner system, and kind of just explain how and why I'm doing things. And I don't really know where this video is going to be, quite honest with you. This is super candid, and this is really me just blurbing and blabbing about my planning system, my thoughts. Hopefully it makes sense in the end, but let's go. So, as you guys know, my 3 planner system is essentially divided into year, quarter, month, week, day, hour, okay? And I do that in order to stay focused at hand, on the goals at hand. So let's start with the biggest part of the filter. And this is my monthly planner. So in this planner, I carry everything that's either in the span of a month or more. So in life, I have a set of goals that I want to accomplish in my entire life. But obviously, I can't get this all done at a time, so I'm selective. I've selected 20 goals in 2020 that I want to accomplish this year. That's these right here. And so in order to kind of narrow things down and focus and kind of achieve success, I can use these goals and figure out what I can focus on in a matter of 12 months. There's 12 months in a year. I could have used 12 goals, but I figured 20 goals in 2020 would be better. And obviously you can focus on more than one goal a month, but the less you do, the better. More focused and intentional you are, the better you are and the more successful you'll be. So I've done that in here, and that's kind of the basis for this planner. Not only that, I'm also working with the number 7, because again, I have, I'm not even going to turn to it. I have different categories of goals. I've categorized those 20 goals into mind, body, soul, heart, lifestyle, finance, and I don't remember what the other one was. But those are the different categories for my goals. So I use that number 2. And so far in each of my months, I've tried to basically make progress each month in each category. So as you can see, for March, there were 7 boxes here, and I figured that'd be perfect to create some sort of progress to achieve my overall goal for 2020 for the entire year, but make progress on it every month. So I'm focusing again. I'm intentional. I know exactly what needs to be done and when. The only thing I don't have in here yet, which I really want to do, is a quarterly planner so that I can even better decide each month where I need to go. Because in March, after March is over, 1/4 of the month is already over. So technically, I should be a quarter progressed in my 2020 goals. So that's why I love this insert. Not only that, I can take these goals, my progress and my tasks, whatever it is, and divide it into a week, which is obviously the next narrowing of my filter system. So I can take these things to figure out what needs to be done each week in order to accomplish them. It's super simple, and it just makes perfect sense to me. I wouldn't have it any other way. So anytime I have a monthly situation, every time I'm planning out my month, that's how I kind of look at it. I pick and choose from my list of things I want to accomplish in the entire year, pick for the month, and then I also try to pre-plan, brainstorm what needs to happen each week, because that's all I have in a month. I have 4 weeks in a month to get my monthly goal done. So that's what's going on in here, and that's kind of where it transitions into my weekly planner. So in the beginning of the month, I pre-plan all of that, right? But I also plan on a weekly basis. So I plan on a monthly, weekly, and daily basis. So on a weekly basis, I have to look at whatever my pre-plan was and bring out my weekly planner, right? So can't plan my weeks without my weekly planner. Can't plan my weeks without referencing my monthly planner because I have 4 weeks in a month. And I'm ultimately trying to achieve my monthly goals so that I can ultimately achieve my 2020 goals. I'm going to be super repetitive because the more I say it, the more it makes sense. So in here I have my weekly inserts. I use 2 inserts in here just because I like one of them to be, let me just show you. Here's one where I didn't actually plan. And that I'm going to say it right now. The reason I didn't plan is because I was going back and forth with planners. I plan on going back. That's that. So I have 2 sets of weeklies in here. Here's why. This is my absolute favorite insert so far. My favorite weekly insert. It's by 8 Lotus. And I just love it because it separates in such a beautiful way date specific things in my list of weekly tasks. And not only that, I can divide them into category again. Categorizing things, being intentional, specifying and assigning, those words are music to my ears when it comes to planning. So on this side, I can use my stickers and kind of use this area to pre-plan things that are definitely going to happen. Usually they're appointments and events, things that usually don't change. Then on this side, I can write the list of weekly things I need to do in order to accomplish my monthly goals, right? So that makes sense. I hope you're following again. And a lot of this list should be, keyword should be, but I haven't been doing that lately. And that's why this system wasn't working for me. But I realized I need to be more on top of my routines in order to have ultimate success. Routines just take the thought away from, in this case, planning. The less I need to think about what needs to get planned, the more I can actually do what I need to do. So planning is a tool and doesn't stand in the way. Sometimes planning stands in the way because I feel like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Let me plan things out. But if I've already assigned things, I've already pre-planned, that takes away a lot. That saves me a lot of time and that makes things more efficient. I get things done faster, so on and so forth. So anyway, this list of to-dos is gonna be coming from this monthly list, this monthly breakdown that I've already done, 1, 2, 3, 4. And everything else will be kind of added in the moment as the weeks go on. I know, more specific things that need to get done. So sorry about that. But there's this list will be transferred here in addition to other things. And then I also am now separating my social media. So I have the similar idea, but specifically for social media related things. And that will all go in here. So I like to usually categorize into, the 3 categories I usually use are like planner related, maybe a to-buy list, personal tasks, or work tasks. Those are like the 4 that I kind of switch back and forth between. And then sometimes I'm in the middle of a week, but I'm starting to already think about what needs to be done next week. And I've been using this other insert for that just because I like to be able to map things out. Again, the less thinking I have to do in the moment, the better. If I've already started to pre-plan the week, that saves me a lot of time when it comes to planning the week all at once. Things are already set, things have already been assigned, and that just saves me. That just makes things so much easier. That and my day-specific tasks. Now, I don't cry if I don't get the task done on that day. However, it, again, takes away a lot of the brain work of what am I going to do today? These are the things I'm going to do each day, in addition to those lists, to knocking down the task list that I've already accomplished, that I've already set in the beginning of the month. I actually have the same thing I forgot to mention for monthly tasks. And I have the tracker here, but I also love using my task flags to tentatively plan. Tentatively, keyword, because plans change all the time. And that allows me to brainstorm ahead of time what days I want to accomplish certain things. And then those can also, again, be transferred here, my pre-plan. And then when I make my legit plans, my real plans, my pretty weekly 8 Lotus insert that I love to sticker on. Okay, so I have 5 minutes left. Hopefully I can get done explaining this. So that's my weeklies. And then obviously next kind of breakdown is going to be my dailies. So after I've assigned things to certain days, and I also have that other insert that gives me just the long list, I can pick and choose. Most of the time the list is going to be based on my day specific tasks, any reoccurring monthly tasks that I've tentatively planned out, my social media things, and also things from my inbox that are now, laters, or eventuallys. Those will all be on my daily inserts. So I will, instead of having my monthly open, I would have my weekly opened on a daily basis, checking out my weekly spread and planning my daily inserts out. So I have the 2 types. I have the one where I have just a 7 to 9, and I have the customizable depending on when I start planning. And the list is a no-brainer. Again, it's day specifics. It's the list that I've already had, and that's my daily. So that's kind of how my routine goes. But I also have realized that my weeks and months especially work better when I review the previous, assess my progress, assess what needs to be improved upon, and use that also as like a stepping stone for the next week or the next month. So that needs to happen, and then I plan. Review, reflect, and plan. Those are the big 3 when it comes to planning and my routine. So yeah, and then I just decided that because there's so many inserts involved in my finance planning, I figured I would just separate into another planner. I do still have a routine for this. I keep the routine in my weekly because I am going to be updating my finances on a weekly basis. I come in here when I'm doing just finance stuff and I update it. So that's kind of how my planning routine works. And in terms of improving upon the system, because I'm sure some of you are like, okay, this sounds pretty much the same as when you explained it last. The difference for me is really just going to be prioritizing it, not trying to do all my planning in one day, but again, creating a system of planning and pre-planning and saving time and just working on planning on a daily basis instead of, okay, once a week I'm going to plan my week and once a month I'm going to plan my month. No, it is going to be gradual. It's going to be throughout the entire month I'll be planning my next month. Throughout the entire week I'll be planning the next week, and so on and so forth. That and making sure I keep up with my habit trackers, especially the weekly and monthly ones. The daily ones I don't really care as much about. I'm horrible at consistency on a daily basis. I've just accepted it. I do also try to help with that by using my phone for reminders instead of my planner for daily reminders, just in case, God forbid, I do not open up my planner, but for the most part I am. What else? So yeah, just kind of keeping in mind that planning is a system. It's not a one-time objective. It's not, I plan this, I'm done. It's, I'm planning throughout the entire time in order to achieve my goals. And I'm working through my filter in order to eventually make progress on my ultimate life goals, my goals for 2020 specifically. So I hope that makes sense. Now let's really quick before I run out of time, talk about why I don't put it all in one. For one, imagine if all these were in one planner. It would be the biggest planner in the world. Second, it just allows you to focus on a specific area. And that's why I have some overlap, but it's for different time intervals. But yeah, okay, so I'm running out of time. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, as always, ask. Love you guys so much. Bye.